everyone and welcome back to another BCP library video. My name is Katie and today we're going to be making some spring related crafts. We're going to be making some spring puppets, some flowers, this flower painting, a little rabbit box that you can put some chocolate eggs in if you want to. And there is also a link in the video description down below to some more spring crafts that we uploaded last year. So first of all, in the video description there is a link to a document where you can print out these colouring pages. We have a disco bunnies and also some spring bunnies, and also this colouring page where there are two birds just looking after their eggs, and those are completely free for you to download. Also in the description are these two puppets where you cut out the holes like we've done before to make finger puppets. So if you just print them onto card, or you can draw your own, it's totally up to you. Just make sure you cut out two holes for your fingers to go. So we have a sheep and a bunny, and I've cut these out and coloured them in. If you don't have any card, you can just print them on paper and stick them to some cereal packet if you like. And I'm just adding some cotton wool to my sheep here and my bunny's tail just to make it look that little bit more fluffy. So you can break the cotton wool up because that will make it less heavy and it will work better as a finger puppet. And here we go, we have the sheep and the bunny, and then you can put your fingers through the holes like this and make your puppets walk. So here is the bunny and here is the sheep. So why don't you make your own spring puppets? Either print these out or draw your own. So now we're going to make a flower. So what you need to do is cut some strips of coloured paper, quite a few strips. I'm using yellow here, and just cut a few strips. They don't have to be super neat, and just cut probably roughly about 10 to 15 for each flower will be enough. And then you also want two circles of a different colour. So I've done red. And then what you need to do is place one of the circles on your table and then take one of your strips, loop it, don't fold it, so you want to keep it looped, so you don't want a crease at the top. You want to put a bit of glue onto the circle, and then you want to glue the ends together to loop it round. Like this, and then just glue it together. It's probably easier to glue it together before you put it onto the circle. Like that, and then you need to do the same all the way round. And just a normal glue stick will work fine for this, and these loops will be the petals, and then once you are done it will look something like this. There we go. And then you need to take something like a pencil or a straw if you have any at home, or just a stick, and then you put the pencil or the stick in the middle like that, and then take the other piece of paper that we cut out earlier and glue it around. You just need a glue stick and you just need to glue the whole of the circle and just mould it around the stick or pencil that you have chosen. And then you will have a really nice flower, and it will brighten up your pencil and you will still be able to write with it fine. So there is a nice spring flower for you to do. So now we're going to do a flower painting. So we need 3 colours of paint, and that's just any washable paint that you have at home. And on a piece of paper with a black pen, you want to draw a curve like this and a small circle. And then from the circle, you want to draw some curved lines, roughly about this length, but you can do them all slightly different lengths. And at the end of each of your lines, you want to draw a small circle. And you just want to build this up until you have something that looks like this. Then you want to take your paint, I'm choosing pinky red first, and then just add some finger marks all the way around, sort of in a circle shape, because this is going to look like a colourful dandelion clock or a flower that looks similar. I've also got some purple, and this is really simple and really effective. You can maybe do more than 3 colours, but I just chose to stick to 3, so I have pink, purple and green. But it's totally up to you. You don't want to do too many because the colours will look a little bit muddy. But once you have finished, it will look something like this. So the final craft I have for you is this bunny box, and you can also print this in the description on some card. But if you don't have a printer, all you need to do is draw a square in the middle of your page, and then you need to draw a bunny shape with the bottom the same length as the square. And then you can just draw this on one piece of paper and cut it out, and then draw it on each edge of the square. And this is what I did when I was making this. I used the same template and just drew it 4 times on each edge of the square. And this is the shape if you want to pause the video and copy the shape yourself. So you can then colour in your design. Either you can print this one off or you can do your own. I have drawn a rabbit family here, and I'm just colouring in with my crayons, but you can use whatever art supplies you have at home. And then once you have coloured it in, you just need to cut all the way around the black line of the bunnies. Cut carefully around with some scissors. This might take a little bit of time, and make sure you've got an adult to help you. And then once you are done, it will look something like this. So we then need to turn it over, and we need to fold up the bunnies like this. There we go. Fold them up. And you do that with each one of them. And these make the 4 sides of our little spring box. And before we assemble it, there are some lines on the bunny's hands, and you just need to cut them, and they are alternating the top and the bottom. So if you're making this yourself, you just have to cut halfway along the bottom of one hand, and then the next hand you turn it over and cut half of the top. And this will mean that our bunnies will be able to slot their hands together, and it will look like they are holding hands like one happy family. There we go. Just finishing off cutting the slits of this box. And then once you are done, you're able to slot them together. And this is a little bit fiddly, and it might take a few minutes, but it does work. You might also have to cut some of your slits a little bit bigger, like I'm doing here, and you just have to slot them together like this. Like I said, it's a little bit fiddly, but once you have finished, it will look really sweet. And here we are, just doing the final one now. And here is my finished box. And you can also add a little bit of tissue paper inside if you want to, like I've done here. Just put a little bit of tissue paper or just some normal paper, and you might want to put a little gift in it. I'm going to put some chocolate eggs in mine, but you can put a little gift in it and give it to somebody as a nice little gift. There we go, there's some chocolate eggs. So that's how you make your very own bunny rabbit box. So why don't you give it a go yourself? So that's all for today's spring craft video. Don't forget there is a link to all of the printable resources down in the video description, and there is also a link to another video that will show you some more spring craft ideas. But that is all for today's video, and we'll see you in another BCP library video very soon.